The alarm blares. You grab your phone, you're instantly reacting to messages, saying yes to a request you don't have time for, overthinking a comment from yesterday. You see a problem at work and immediately take on the responsibility. You feel the exhaustion but push past it. You know you need to have a difficult conversation, but you avoid it. This is life on autopilot. Automatic mode is what happens when something inside us reacts before we have a chance to choose. Someone disappoints you and you shut down. A problem appears and you take over. You feel pressure and you work harder. Someone is upset and you try to fix it. Conflict appears and you stay quiet. This isn't because you're weak, it's because familiar patterns often feel safer than conscious choices. But what if you could step out of that loop? Self-leadership isn't about becoming a different person. It's about creating just enough awareness to choose your response. There's a practical tool for this. It's called the pause method. P is for pause. The first step is simply to create a small gap before you react. It can be one deep breath, stepping outside for a moment, waiting before you hit send on that message. In that space, you ask yourself, what is happening in me right now? A is for acknowledge the pattern. Once you've paused, you name what you're doing, but without judging yourself. For example, you might notice, I'm trying to rescue everyone, or I'm taking responsibility for something that is not mine. Maybe it's, I'm chasing approval, or I'm avoiding this conversation because I want everyone to stay comfortable. You have to see it to lead it. You cannot lead a pattern you refuse to see. U is for understand what is underneath. These automatic reactions aren't random. They often come from a strength, a need, or an old way of protecting yourself. So you ask, what am I trying to protect, avoid, create, or prove right now? Maybe your empathy is trying to protect a connection. Your sense of responsibility might be trying to prevent chaos. That drive for achievement could be an attempt to create a sense of worth. Your desire for harmony might be trying to avoid rejection. Do not shame the pattern. Understand the need underneath it. S is for select a conscious response. This is where self-leadership happens. You choose what serves the present moment, not just what once kept you safe. Ask yourself, what would the most grounded version of me do next? So instead of rescuing everyone, you might ask, do you want support or do you want me to listen? Instead of taking over a problem, you ask, is this actually mine to solve? Instead of saying yes automatically, you can say, let me think about it and come back to you. And finally, E is for execute one aligned action. Awareness is powerful, but it only becomes self-leadership when it changes your behavior. The action doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be setting one small boundary, speaking one honest sentence, asking for help, or simply deciding to stop and rest. A small conscious action is how you teach yourself that you have a choice. So, the 5 steps are pause, acknowledge, understand, select, execute. And remember, nobody does this perfectly. The goal isn't to never react automatically again. The goal is to notice sooner, recover faster, and choose more intentionally, more often. Your old patterns are not proof that you are broken. They're information. They show you where your strengths have been running without a leader. Self-leadership is not becoming someone else. It is becoming more conscious of who you really are and choosing how you want to lead from there.